Oh well. If I don't remember it, I guess it's not important. Alright, let's start. So, introduction to JavaScript runtime environments. To the Node runtime environment and a browser's runtime environment. So what is a runtime environment? It is where your program will be executed. It determines what global objects your program can access, and it can also impact how it runs. This article covers the two JavaScript runtime environments. It's one in the browser and the Node runtime environment. Interesting. So a browser's runtime environment is the most common place where JavaScript code is executed, and that is in a browser. For example, using any text editor, you could create a file on your computer called mywebsite.html and put the following HTML code inside. Yes, I can. Then we save the file and we can open it in our favorite browser. And most browsers will allow you to load websites that you have created locally by going to the menu, file, open file. Yes. Upon loading, the embedded script will execute, and the windows.alert method will create a pop-up box in your browser with the text "Hello World." How is this possible? Where did the Windows alert method come from, and how can it control your browser? The answer is that you're executing this code in the browser's runtime environment. The Windows alert method is built into this environment, and any program executed in the browser has access to this method. In fact, the Windows object provides access to a huge amount of data and functionality relating to the open browser window beyond just .alert. Okay, so browsers have built-in environments where we can execute code. Makes sense. Applications created for and executed in the browser are known as front-end applications. For a long time, JavaScript code could only be executed in a browser and was used exclusively for creating front-end applications. In order to create a back-end application that could run on a computer without a browser, you would need to use other programming languages such as Java or PHP. Then, in 2009, the Node runtime environment was created for the purpose of executing JavaScript code without a browser, thus enabling programmers to create full-stack applications using only JavaScript language. Node is an entirely different runtime environment, meaning that browser environment data values and functions like Windows.alert can't be used. Okay, so instead, the Node runtime environment gives backend applications access to a variety of features unavailable in a browser, such as access to a server's file system, database, and network. So for example, suppose you created a file called myapp.js. We can check to see the directory that this file is located in using the Node runtime environment variable process. Okay, so now we're using log instead of Windows alert since the Windows object isn't available. Okay, process is an object containing data relating to JavaScript file being executed. Process env is an object containing environment variables such as pwd, which contains the current working directory and stands for print working directory. Okay, so I guess you can execute. It's sort of like a cross between a terminal, so you can execute terminal commands in the Node environment. Okay, so to execute the JavaScript code in this file, first make sure that you have set up your Node on your computer. Then open up a terminal and run the following command. The Node command tells your computer to execute myapp.js file in the Node environment. You can also use the Node command without a file argument to open up a Node read eval print loop. Okay, let's take a look at what what entails setting up Node. So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime or an environment which runs JavaScript code outside of the browser. A runtime converts code written in high-level, human-readable programming language and compiles it down to code the computer can execute. Node was created with the goal of building web servers and web applications in JavaScript, but it's a powerful and flexible environment that can be used for building all sorts of applications. There's an entire course on Node. Shebus. We need to learn JavaScript and learn the command line. Okay, maybe one day we'll come back to this. It's not a big course. What is the backend? Introduction to Node.js. Node.js essentials. Okay, this will be useful. We'll come back to this at some point. The question is, though, do we need it right now while we're going through this course? Guess we'll see. Oh, it's gonna guide us through setting it up. Okay, learn how to download Node on your local machine so you can use the powerful Node.js runtime from your own computer. It's pretty much the same stuff. Node was created with the goal of building web servers and web applications in JavaScript, but it's a powerful and flexible. Yes. So when you're ready, run Node on your computer. Running Node on your computer is an exciting step towards becoming a developer. Playing on Node REPL in your own terminal and executing your first local JavaScript program will set you on your way to building all sorts of exciting projects. Before you install Node, you'll need to make sure you have your command line set up. Jesus. Okay. Setting up your command line. So we already did that. We have bash. Yeah, so we don't need to do that. So navigate to the Node website and download the version of Node labeled LTS on the main page. Okay, let's do it. Download Node LTS. And we have to install it. Yes. Chocolatey. The script will pop up in a new window. What's chocolatey? Some NPM modules need to be compiled from C++ when installing. If you want to be able to install such modules, some tools, Python and Visual Studio build tools, need to be installed. Okay, you can install it. Okay. Hey, Gaming Forever. Welcome to the stream. We're installing Node.js to be able to use JavaScript on my local machine. Chocolatey has implemented security safeguards in their process to help protect the community from malicious or pirated software, but any use of this script is at your own risk. What the hell is Chocolatey? Directed Chocolatey to install. Okay, so it's a package installing thingy, like pip. Why not use Visual Studio? I am using Visual Studio, but the course that I'm taking right now is directing me to install Node.js. Very likely we'll need to close and reopen your shell before you use Choco. Python's not installed. Python is installed, but I guess you have to install it in this Node.js environment place thing. Okay, let's let it do its thing. How you doing, gaming? How's your evening, midday, or morning going? Package files upgrade complete. Okay, it's installing Python. It's installing BC Redis, KB, Chocolatey Core. It's morning? Okay. So you're pretty close somewhere to me, I guess. Where are you from? If that's not a secret. I'm good. Woke up a couple of hours ago. Having my morning coffee. Feeling prepared to learn more JavaScript. Okay, more Python. South Africa. Holy shit. No, not even close to where I am then. I guess our time zones are pretty similar then. Because here it's 8 in the morning. Unless I want to bomb you? No. No bombing. Promise. Visual Studio. .NET. Wait, what happened here? Is not installed. Visual Studio Workload, VCS Tools. So it's exactly the same time. Interesting. I didn't know South Africa and Lithuania shared the timeline. Wait, now I'm thinking. Yeah, Lithuania. Wait, no. Wait, what am I looking at? I don't think it understands what I want. Time zones. It's using the wrong name. Oh, they go this way. I thought they went horizontally. No, never mind. Then yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. For some reason, I thought timelines went horizontally, not vertically. So yeah, it makes sense. So Lithuania's here. So I guess you're somewhere around here. Okay, that makes sense. Still installing. Okay. One of these days I'm gonna install something I regret installing. Because this course has had me installing so many things. The course I started for SQL made me download SQLite. Yeah. When I started with SQL, I was working in the beginning. I was working with what is this program called? Where is it? DB browser. It's much more intuitive and less confusing. At least it was for me. And then I transitioned to SQLite Studio. So, which was a whole nother beast. Yeah, it is a hassle. I mean, learning any software in the beginning is a hassle. But then you get the hang of it, get used to it, learn all the kinks. Then it becomes a second nature. I mean, I remember when I started learning Photoshop, it was just so many things to learn about Photoshop, and it took me several years, to be honest, to be able to comfortably navigate around the software. I'm not saying I'm some kind of Photoshop pro, but just being able to know where the things you need are, that took me like a couple of years of on and off learning. The downloading was the hardest. What was so hard about it? I followed a tutorial, but almost everything the guy said didn't work and gave errors. That happens too, yeah. Especially with like old tutorials, or when the guy making the tutorial has like a different machine and doesn't say it. I remember I don't remember what software I was installing. But I was also following a tutorial, and every single step of what the guy said to do, I did it, and I was like, okay, where's this button that he's telling me to press? Where is this location that he's telling me to go to? And I could not find anything, and every single thing that I did find was different than what he was showing. And then eventually at the end of the tutorial, he's like, okay, so yeah, this is how you install this and this for Mac. And I was on Windows. Is this still installing? Or is it just broken now? Guess I shouldn't have clicked to install all the additional tools. No setting tab completion profile file does not exist at Chocolate is now ready. Okay. Guess we're stuck here for a while. So what do you do gaming? What do you do in South Africa? You're working, studying. I assume you have some background in programming. That's why you're here. How long have I been learning or using JavaScript? This is the third day. I mean, I've been programming for roughly half a year now. I did a Python slash Django bootcamp, and after that, I was like, okay, is this enough knowledge to be looking for a job? And it wasn't really. So I was like, okay, let's continue learning. And I guess I'm fortunate enough where I'm financially stable enough to not be working and just dedicate all my time to studying. So I just started studying. I started, one of the courses that I finished was about data types and algorithms not so long ago, and now I've started a course on backend development, backend engineering. So it has all these kind of things like JavaScript, building websites in JavaScript, GitHub, uh, Node.js, PostgreSQL. Um, yeah, lots of projects, web security fundamentals, and all of these things. So gonna go through this. And later on, I don't know, maybe do some projects on stream. And yeah, that's also the reason why I decided to stream as well, because it's so much easier to keep myself accountable for learning when I'm streaming. And plus, the just having just the ability to talk to people, you know, share experiences, and work on projects together, work on problems together is just so much more fun than doing it alone. So yeah, that's the whole backstory. But yeah, JavaScript I've been learning for this is the third day now. And you're in med school. Damn. That's cool. With some coding, programming, game dev on the side. Okay, how long have you been coding, programming, game deving on the side? Do you have any games, any projects? Should probably keep this window open. Few months released a game on itch. Really? Do you mind telling me the name? Might check it out. Because during the weekdays we do programming here, and on weekends, on weekends we do gaming. So tomorrow and the day after we'll be doing some gaming. So I might check it out then. Jump game. Well, actually, we're not doing anything right now, so might as well check it out. itch.io. Jump game. Okay, there's a lot of jump games. Which one, gaming? Which one? The one the one with jump game on the brown background? Oh, this one. Okay. Download now to get access to the following files. Can I play it? Or is it not out yet? Yeah, when will it be finished? We are waiting. Do I have to download it? Okay. Don't get mad. I'm not gonna pay anything just yet. Application may depend on other compressed files in the folder. For the application to run properly, it is recommended that you first extract all the files. Okay. Okay, it's still installing. We have some time. Tutorial? Sure. So AD is left. Collecting cherries. Pause escape. Okay. We have to reach the trophy. Okay, this is pretty cool. I mean, the controls, like the comments said back there, the controls feel fairly fluid. Oh. Which is, I think, the major downfall of a lot of new games is when they don't really get the controls right. The music slider is missing. Would like to have that. The music does seem a bit loud. Oh, come on. Okay, maybe not from here. Ah. It's a shitty game anyway. It's not shitty. Come on. Like, it takes some knowledge to create something like that. I mean, I've seen shittier games. Oh, come on. How many levels are there? Okay, maybe we'll finish this game before Node.js finishes installing. Wait. Where's the... Is it down here? Yep. Oh. I fell down. I mean, you should definitely not give up on this game. It has some potential. So I guess the level design could be a bit more, how should I say it? More challenging? Because since this is a platformer, right? Like, the goal of platformers is to sort of have a varied level design where it's challenging. There was a really nice video about platformers on YouTube. I don't really recall, but like the idea behind how platformers should work, what's engaging about platformers, how to introduce new abilities and whatnot, how to do level design. Oh. Oh, come on. There we go. So this should be maybe the final level. How many levels did we do? Nope, not the final level. You made it as learning the engine. Ah, the main project is horror. Okay. Yeah, that as a learning project, it works. Find the real one. Oh, okay, so there's a bunch of fake ones. There is a end. We'll see about that. Not as it seems. My points seem to be resetting. Oh, okay. Now it's just becoming a game of find. Hey, thanks for playing. It's my first game ever. Indie game dev, trying to learn game dev. Any feedback, please let me know on the comments of each page. Awesome. I mean, it's a pretty cool game. Especially as a first game ever. I mean, my first game ever. Well, to be honest, I haven't really even made a full game. I tried making a game back in the day. I was sort of going for a pixel RPG using RPG Maker, but that was like way back in the day. I think it was like 2007 or something. And yeah, I kind of abandoned that project. Oh my god, is it stuck or is it installing something? How much longer? Maybe I have to, like, maybe there's a pop-up somewhere that I need to click. Maybe not. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Though, the question is it safe to close now? And whether, if I close it, will it not? Oh, it moved! It moved! But now it's complaining about something. Failed to download channels file. Okay. Status download requested. And request cancelled. Okay, it's complaining about something. It did download Visual Studio workload tools. Now it's trying to install them. Oh. Now it's trying to install them. And it's having problems. And it's stuck again. This helped last time. Maybe we have to compress it. Hey, thank you for the follow. Just looked at it. I was like, yeah, it's new, the alert, and I was like, I heard the noise in my headset, and I was like, what just happened? Yeah, thank you for the follow though. The whole thing is new, to be honest. Just today I set up a new sort of scene for stream starting and the stream ending and the breaks and everything like that. Took me a while because it also changed my audio settings, so I had to fine tune those as well. But I think it looks good. Yeah, I do have a YouTube account, but for now, I mean, it's also very new. So there's nothing really there except for previous VODs. At some point in the future, I might do some more gaming content. But at this point, I don't really have the time to create more content because I stream pretty much 8 hours a day, every single day. And it's just impossible. Well, it's up to you, gaming, if you want to sub. And I do thank you for it. I mean, the only reason why I do it is because if someone would want to take a look at some VODs that have been already deleted from Twitch, they could do so. The sort of archive of VODs. Hey, officially my first sub. Thank you, gaming. Is it stuck again? Come on. Maybe it's you like being first, now I can't forget you. Yeah, I won't. You're always seared in my brain now. I'm gonna start taking bets soon on how long this will take. We managed to do a game review and the time it takes to install this. Okay, what's next? After we install it, open the download install package and follow the installation instructions. Put 10 bucks on 1 hour. I'll take that bet. I'll say it'll take another 20 minutes. So right now it's 8:40. If it finishes by or close to 9, you owe me 10 bucks. So navigate to the Node's website, download it, already done. After the installation, open a new terminal window. To confirm Node was downloaded, you can run terminal command, which Node, which will print the file path to Node. Can we do that? Which Node? No, that doesn't do anything. You can also check which version. Okay, Node B. No, doesn't work. I just want to inform you, I have committed tax fraud and now I'm broke. No, I'm just kidding. So unless we have to do it in bash. Where the hell's my bash? Node. Oh, so it's installed. Because it sees the version, which node. Okay, so it's working, but from bash only. You're gonna tax fraud that $10? Okay, $10 is $10, man. I don't think they're gonna come after me for your tax fraud. Oh, it moved. Oh, it's done. Okay, neither of us was right. It took 2 more minutes. You can keep your $10. Yeah. Okay, so after installation, we already did that. The current LTS version of Node.js is version 14. The Node version used in the videos below is older, but the installation process remains the same. And if the Node command is not found, try closing and reopening the terminal git bash window. Okay, so we're not going to watch the video because it's probably the same thing. Let's just move on. And the police are already after you? Just for tax fraud? Typically, wait, do the police chase down tax fraud people? Or is it more like institutions like IRS and stuff? Wait, I'm thinking. I mean, it depends, I guess, on the amount of, on the scale of the tax fraud. Okay, so using Visual Studio Code to execute JavaScript. As you move through various lessons and paths here on Codecademy, you may find yourself needing to create a project on your own computer and not on Codecademy learning environment. This can be tricky, but it's an exciting step that signals that you are ready to work independently. To do this, we'll need to use text editor installed above. Let's take a moment to try out Visual Studio Code. Part of becoming a skillful developer is being able to work on your computer to create apps and programs. In this article, you'll write JavaScript code in VSCode and execute it to see the output. You don't have IRS in South Africa? Well, you probably do have an equivalent of IRS, no? Prerequisites. Before getting started, please make sure that you have installed the following: VSCode, done, node, done. If you haven't already set up a dedicated folder for your coding projects, now is a good time to start. We've done that, creating our JavaScript program. Below are the steps you need to follow to create a Hello World JavaScript program. Okay, so it's telling us to do VS Code. So I guess we can open it up. Let's make a new folder called working off site. And then inside this folder, we can create test.jss, right? Like this. You have SARS, South African Revenue Service, but they're pretty useless. I'm not familiar with South Africa, African governmental services, so I can't comment on that. So navigating to the folder, then inside the folder, create a new folder called Hello JavaScript. This folder will store the files that you need. Okay, so open your folder's project, explore. Add a file. Click on your Development folder's name. You'll see icons appear on the right folder. Click new file. We already done that. Hello.js. Well, we have test.js. I guess we can rename it to hello.js and begin coding. So, okay. Console log hello world. So if we save it, South African government is pretty useless. That seems to be the case for quite a few governments. Autosave, we can skip that, and now we can run it. User terminal or VSCode built-in terminal to run the command. Right, so wait, we had there. So if we do node hello.js module not found. What if we do it in bash? Hello.js. Oh, makes sense that it's not found since I called it JSS for some reason. Gaming, are you using Google Translate? And are you asking me how long am I gonna be streaming for? Node hello.js. Still not working. But not translate? Don't tell me you know Lithuanian. Or you are Lithuanian yourself, living in South Africa. That would be wild. Oh, so it's looking for it here. Which is not where it should be looking for. How are you asking that in Lithuanian though, if you're not using Google Translate? Feel like I missed something. Oh, you've been actually studying Lithuanian? That's crazy. That's awesome. Why Lithuanian though? It's such a random language to study. I mean, you got pretty close. Instead of sveiki, it should be sveikas. But other than that, you were spot on. Let's take a look at the settings. You like setting languages and you choose randomly? That's crazy. Features. Source controlling, search explorer. No. Application. No. What is weird is that, like, it should find the file within VSCode itself. VSCode projects. Oh, so no, it won't, because I have to navigate to it. Testing folder. And then working off site. And then I can call hello.js. No. Node. Hello.js. Yeah, there we go. You're not at the point of having a conversation yet. I mean, Lithuanian is one of the hardest languages out there. It's up there with, as far as I know, I think it's up there with like Japanese and Chinese and whatnot. So, I mean, if you learn Lithuanian at a conversational level, you can pretty much learn any other language you want at that point. Okay, so we got it working. We just have to navigate to, I guess, this file path. And probably it's going to work the same way in Bash, because right now we're in this folder, but if we just copy paste this, no, it doesn't work. Okay, so documents, documents VS Code projects, testing folder, and finally working off site. No such directory. Testing folder. Oh, maybe I have to do it one by one. Okay, fine. CD documents. No, CD. Documents. CD documents. People born in Lithuania have an advantage. It's not hard for them because that is probably their first language they learn. Well, yes. I mean, personally, Lithuanian is harder for me than English. Like, English is my preferred speaking language, even while I'm living in Lithuania and while Lithuanian is my native language. And I did learn Lithuanian first. But I don't know, I just prefer English. To me, it feels more expressive. I don't know. And Lithuanian feels sort of stale and very, how should I say it? Unintuitive. And sometimes it's hard to express yourself while talking Lithuanian. I sound very American. I try very hard to get rid of my accent. So thank you for that compliment. Right, where are we going? We're going VS project now. CD VS Code projects. And CD testing folder. And finally CD working off site. Okay, and now if we do node hello.js, it prints hello world. Before I said I was from Lithuania, you thought I was American? That soothes my heart to know that I can fool some people. Okay, so we ran the program and we wrap up. Also, we're gonna take a little break because I'm gonna just pop into the toilet and stretch my legs a little bit. So, okay, and we're back. So, we've installed Node. We tried running our program, it works. Even though I do have to navigate a little bit through the folders, but still here. Cool. Okay, what's next? Codecademy workspaces. By now, you have the knowledge and power to create your web development projects locally. That's a necessary skill of a web developer. However, sometimes you just need to whip up a proof of concept, or you want to try out a code snippet, or even take on a quick code challenge. There's what Codecademy workspaces are for. These workspaces allow you to create working code that you can save and share with others without needing to go through all the local setup. Next time you need a lightweight tool to execute code, save it, and also have the option to share it, consider using workspaces. Let's take a look at what these workspaces are. Okay, so you just select the language, and and you have the whole thing. You can create folders, you can create files, you have the terminal, you have the output. Okay, that's pretty useful actually. Let's keep this open as we move forward. I probably should get used to working with files and terminals on my own computer, but I guess for these lessons and these small projects, it's not really worth it. You don't know why you stayed, but you did. I'm glad you stayed. I mean, unless you're busy doing something else, might as well chill and chat, you know? Because we're gonna be doing some actual programming now, so might be something that's interesting to you. Okay, so we have a challenge project, Number Guesser. So this project is slightly different from others you've encountered thus far on Codecademy. Instead of step-by-step tutorial, this project contains a series of open-ended requirements which describe the project you'll be building. There are many possible ways to correctly fulfill all these requirements, and you should expect to use Codecademy, the internet, and other resources when you encounter a problem that you cannot easily solve. In order to complete this project, you should have completed the first 3 sections of Introduction to JavaScript through Learn JavaScript Functions. We've done that. Party, party, party. So in this project, we'll write JavaScript functions to power a small guessing game. Your code will run in a browser instead of a terminal, and you can use your browser's console to help you test your functions and view any syntax errors. Okay, so we provided some additional JavaScript code that will call your functions based on user interactions, but you don't need to look at game.js and shouldn't edit it if you want your project to work as intended. As you complete this project, Make sure that all of your functions are named exactly as specified within these tasks so that they can be called correctly when the game is played. In this project, your JavaScript functions are incorporated into a website that also uses HTML, CSS. You'll learn more about how to do this from scratch as you continue your JavaScript journey. Explore the completed version of the project to get a sense of what you're building. Okay, so I guess we can write it here. And also we can write it in the Chrome console. No, because that would not save it anywhere. Okay, if you choose to do this project on your computer instead of Codecademy, you can download what you'll need by clicking the download button below. You'll need to open and work in JavaScript in a text editor and open index.html in a browser to test your code. I guess let's work here for now. So, right, we have these basic general steps that we need to do. All right, so we need to create a generate target function, and this function should return a random integer between 0 and 9. The purpose of this function is to be called at the start of each new round in order to generate a new secret target number. Okay, so I guess we just do generate target. It doesn't take any parameters, and we simply output a random number. Wait, we don't even need this, to be honest. We just say math.floor, math.random, and multiply that by 10. Yeah, because this will generate from 0 to 1, so 0.1 will be 1, 0.2 will be I think so. So if we get 0.1, multiply that by 10, we'll get 1. But if we get 0.02 and multiply that by 10, we'll get 0.2, which will get rounded to 0. Okay, I mean, it'll give us random numbers. They shouldn't exceed 9, and we will get 0, and that fulfills the purpose of the function. Okay, so that's done, and that should be task 1. Then we have to create a compared guesses function, and this function has 3 parameters representing the user guess, a computer guess, and the secret target number to be guessed. Then we have to determine which player wins based on which guess is closest to the target. And if both players are tied, the human user should win. So return true if the human player wins and false if the computer player wins. Okay, so compare guesses. And we need to take in 3 parameters. So we take in human guess. Then we take in computer guess. And we take in the secret number. So we have to determine which player wins based on which guess is closest to the target. Um, so we have to determine how close the guesses are and then compare the closeness, I guess. That's one logical way to do it. Okay, let's start with, I feel like we're just gonna do a simple if statement block. So one of the obvious first things is that if we guess correctly immediately, so if both players are tied, the human user should win. Okay, so if human guess is equal to computer guess, and wait, so we need to check against the number. Oh, so, okay, no. Human guess equals to the secret number. And the computer guess is equal to the secret number. So in that case, we simply return true. Right. Otherwise, so this should handle the case where both guesses are correct, where we immediately guess the correct answer. But then we also have to compare guesses. We could do a separate function checking for the correct guesses and then calculating the difference. Okay, let's do that. That might be a little bit more clear. So let's have a separate function that, first of all, we want to check, I guess, if there are any direct guesses. So check. What is it? Oh, my alarm clock is going off. And typically, the alarm clock means that it's time to eat. I was wearing my headphones and I didn't hear the alarm clock. No, eating time is at lunch. So we check for direct guesses, I guess we can call it that. And we will take in the same things, I guess. We'll take in the human guess, yeah, I do have a pet. It's a dog, golden retriever. His name is Thor. He's the goodest boy, but he's spoiled as hell. So, okay, so now we check if the human guess is equal to the secret number. guess then we simply can return true, and then else if the computer guess is equal to secret number, we can return false. The computer wins, yeah, false. So what's next? We have to check, okay. Okay, and otherwise it's not gonna do anything. But we also need to check if both of them have the correct answer. So else if the human guess and human guess equals secret number, and now I'm hearing phantom alarm clocks, and the computer guess is equal to the secret number. If that's the case, then we simply return true, because if both guess correctly, then the player wins. Okay, so we have direct guesses handled. Now we have to handle the guessing difference. So check guess difference. And we take in the same stuff. So, first we check the human guess difference, where we will what if it's a negative though? Wait, so if let's say, okay, we are generating numbers, it can't be negative. No, it can, because if we guess 9 and the number was 6, then the difference is 3. But if we do 6 minus 9, it's gonna get minus 3, so we need an absolute value. Okay, so let's say human difference equals secret number minus human guess. And then we need to look up how to do absolute values in JavaScript. Absolute value. Oh, it's the same thing as Python. Math absolute, okay. So we just do, put this in parentheses and do math.abs. So that should give us the difference between the human guess and the secret number. So now we just do the same thing with the computer guess. Computer difference equals math.abs, computer guess, no, secret number minus computer guess. Right. So this will handle the difference. And I guess we just return if the human difference is greater than the computer difference, we return true. No, we return false because the computer wins, because the closest to the target is the winner. So if the human difference is greater than the computer difference, we return false. I think that's how it goes. Otherwise, we simply return true. Shouldn't false be non-capital? Yes, it should. I keep doing it capitalized because in Python it's capitalized, and it's taking a while to rewrite my habits. I also should be adding these everywhere if we're doing things completely correctly. Okay, so far so good. So in the compare guesses, we should probably, the first thing to do is we check for direct guesses. So we need a new variable. If direct guess, check direct guesses, and we pass in the same H guess, C guess, and the secret number. So this will return either true or false. And if it returns okay, so it'll return true or false, but what if it doesn't hit any of these conditions? What is it going to return in that case? It's probably going to return false. So need an else condition. That would, I guess, return undefined. I guess we can just return a string, but then we'll have to check against it. I guess let's do undefined for now. So this, if there are any direct guesses, it'll return either true or false. So we need an if condition checking if direct guess if that happened, then we simply return if direct guess, because that will contain the correct true or false values that we're looking for. Otherwise, we want to check the guess difference. So when checking the guess difference, we will also get back the true or false. So guess. We'll check guess difference with the same parameters. And so this will also contain the true or false values that we need to determine a winner. Oh, so we don't even need the variable, to be honest. We can just return. Okay, theoretically, in my brain, this should work. Okay, there's no point to write tasks here. Won't be able to keep track of them anyway. Okay, so let's move on. Create an update score function. This function has a single parameter. This parameter will be a string value representing the winner. Increase the score variable, human score or computer score, by 1 depending on the winner passed into the update score. The string passed will be either human or computer. It does not need to return any value. Okay, so we need a function that updates the scores based on parameters that it will receive. Depending on the winner passed to, the string passed will be either human or computer. So am I supposed to be handling the passing? As a single parameter, this parameter will be a string value representing. I guess not. Update score. And we are passing a single parameter, string value, so string. And we just update the score, so we don't really need to return anything. We simply check against the string. So if string equals human, in that case we wait, do we need to reinitialize or just no, we just update. So human score plus equals 1. Otherwise, computer score plus equals 1. Okay, technically that should work. And so then we need to create an advanced round function, and this function should increase the value of current round number by 1. The purpose of this function is to be used to update the round number after each round. After completing advanced round, your number guesser game should be fully operational. You should be able to make guesses, see your or the computer's score increase correctly, and move to the next round and see the correct round displayed. Okay, so we just need to update advanced round. Advanced round. It takes no parameters, so we'll just do that, and we simply what was the variable? Current round number. Current now round number plus equals 1. Okay, so let's save it. And it should work. Okay, let's guess 6. Okay, I was closer. The target number was 0. I guess 6, the computer guessed 7, I win. We go to next round. The scores update well. Okay, let's guess 4. The target number was 1, I win again. Next round. Let's guess 6. Target number is 0. The computer won. Now the question is, if the target numbers are being generated accurately. 3. I win. Yes, because we're both the same distance from the guess. What if I always guess 5? Technically, I should be always winning. Or like statistically, I should be winning most of the time. So target number is 6. I'm just checking to see if the target numbers are generating how they're supposed to generate. That's 4, that's 2, 6, 2, 3. We're not seem to be getting a lot of the upper numbers like 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, never mind. We got 9. And we got 7. Okay, it works. I'm surprised it does. But yeah. Still not entirely certain about this line here. Thank you, gaming. Because typically the first time you write something, it doesn't work. At least in my experience. But I guess it does. Okay, so test if the code is working properly by invoking the functions. We don't need to do that. If you'd like to see the solution, move to the next task. If you'd like to extend your project on your own, you can consider the following. So you probably calculated the distance from the computer guess to the target and from the guess to the target. Move this into a separate function that takes two numbers and returns the distance. And then use that instead of your compare guess function. I already did that. And add functionality to check whether the user guess is between 0 and 9 and alert the user that their number is out of range. It is not possible to set a number outside this range with the plus and equal buttons, but users can do so by typing directly into the input field. Oh, so we can type in 99 and make a guess. Huh. Yours doesn't even work after 6-8 tries? Are you trying the same thing? Or are you, like, writing a similar program in, like, a different language or something? Thor, don't eat the vacuum cleaner. No, that's not a toy. Are you trying to get your toy? What are you doing there? You're trying to get your toy. Yeah, you're trying to get your toy. Go get it. Same language, just errors every time. Well, you'll get there. Try breaking it down step by step. That's what I'm learning is very useful when programming. Hey Kek, you're early today. Yeah, you want to play? I don't have the time to play right now. Yeah, you want the toy? Go get it. Yeah, but breaking down problems into smaller steps is what oftentimes helps the most. So we need to add functionality to check whether the user guess is between 0 and 9 and alert the user if their number is out of range. So we can, I guess, because the question is, where are we receiving those numbers from? But I guess we could write a helper function and then include that into compare guesses. Okay, let's do that. So check user guess. And we will take in the human guess. We will take in the human guess and we will output simply if human guess is higher than 9 or human guess is less than 0. So if that's the case, we alert invalid number, try again. Will that work? What? Hey, get off the wall. No lounging on the wall. Wait, what's going on? Const. Unexpected token. The problem's here, probably. Yes. How are you today, Keck? How come you're so early today? Typically, you join, like, towards the end of the stream. Might have written the function wrong. Oh, that's a good choice, yeah. Studying right after waking up. Because then you can just be done with studies for the rest of the day and enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. Instead of just mentally anguishing over the fact that you still haven't studied today. What are you studying, though? You're making a programming language? Okay. Why? Aren't there enough programming languages out there? You gotta make your own? So it doesn't like this line for some reason. But why? Syntax error. How does maybe it's the alert? WebAssembly brings many new languages to the web, and it's cool. Teaches nature of computation. What is WebAssembly? No, so I'm using it correctly. But const check user guess equals human guess if the guess is more than 9 or less than 0, we alert. Is it just fussing over the fact that there is no other option? What if we do hello? Yeah, that's what it was fussing about. WebAssembly is a portable binary format executable by all web browsers. You can program websites in Rust and something better than JS. So, WebAssembly. That did not answer my question. Portable binary format executable. What is a portable binary format executable? Or PBFE. Phoebe. Phoebe. So theoretically, if I type 99 here, it does nothing. Yeah, because we didn't call it here. So we should check user guess before doing anything else. Still does nothing. it still does. Jack squat. Oh, we're not passing in the human guess. Okay. Third time's a charm. Doesn't do anything. Okay, it's a compilation target for languages so that they can be run by browsers securely. Compiling to JavaScript is also possible, but slow and not sufficiently low level, flexible. So is it similar to ES6, sort of like a standard for languages? Same way as it is like a standard for JavaScript? Okay, okay, I get it. Okay, why is this not working now? So we're passing in the human guess. And we check if it's higher than 9 or less than 0. And if so, it should alert. But here, as we're calling it, I mean, we call it and it should be fine. Oh, so now I even can guess without any guesses at all. But the computer wins every time. Makes sense. So this function gets called. Okay, let's try something else. Let's manually call the function. Compare guesses. Yeah, this is the main function, right? Yes. So let's manually call compare guesses. With, say, 99, 5, and let's say 7. Oh. Okay, so we did get a message here. But also it didn't like something. Reference alert is not defined. Wait, did I use it correctly? Alert. Alert. I think I did. Alert, parentheses are in place. This is a string. I mean, it works, except for the program itself. Because, oh, now it works here too. Okay. Uh-huh. So, right, but the problem is that even if I do make a guess, it still takes that guess. I guess that's the next. Set the number. So if we want to let's say not allow a user to make a guess if it's too high, we could wrap this in an if-else clause. Or a while block. Okay, we'll leave it at this. So great work. We can compare the solutions. Let's take a look. No, this is just a forum. I think they had their completed version is here. Okay, so what happens in their completed version if I type in 99? No, they allow it themselves. So, okay, we're done with this. Let's move on. Oh, if direct guess can be simpler. Now we can go back. If direct guess can be a simple, or if direct guess, or check guess difference. Wait, where? Oh, you mean here? Yeah, I guess we can do it that way. But wait, can we? Because if direct guess returns, wait, where was it? Because if direct guess returns us true or false, so that's fine. But then check guess difference also returns true or false, so that's fine. Okay, yeah, I guess we can do that. So, you're saying we could do if direct guess or check guess difference. And don't forget to pass or expression value to return. What do you mean? So is this sufficient to just write it like this? Because if direct yes, so it'll return true or false. A or B is expression that has a Boolean value. Use return to return value from function. Well, we can, because the functions themselves, yeah, but because the functions themselves, so if direct guess should be a true or false value that's being returned by check direct guess. So check direct guess already returns whatever we need for this function. So I guess we can just write it like if, so, wait, I'm confused now. Here, if we get true from this and false from this, yeah, if either of these functions returns true, then this function will return true. But what I'm thinking about is that if this function returns true, then that means the human won, because the human difference will be higher than the computer difference. Because function only returns value if it is passed to return. If you say return to. I mean, it's technically, these are not functions. These will just be straight up Boolean values in here. You're defining functions stored in compare guess. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just thinking about what specifically do we need to return if, like, this expression returns true or if it returns false. So, like, because these two things, they're checking for two, like, logically separate things. So if we're checking with this, we're checking whether any of the guesses were direct guesses. So if, like, if I guessed that the number was 7 and the number was 7, then that should return true. If that returns false, this should be evaluated separately. Like, so if there's no direct guess, then we only then do we call check guess difference, because we did not get a direct guess. And I'm not sure it works with the or expression like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Or am I not getting what I'm saying? It works because or is a left short circuit. Is left short circuiting. What does left short circuiting mean? It executes values from left to right. Okay, so if this evaluates to false, then it's gonna check whether this is true. And if both of these are false, then the computer wins. But if either of these is true, okay. Maybe I understand it. So can we use a ternary here? Just say, so if direct guess is true, then we just return direct guess, because that itself will be a true, either that will be itself will be a true or false value that will determine who's the winner. And so if this is false, once again my brain is melting. Wait, I think we need to, for the first time on stream, we're gonna have to pull out the drawing to understand this logic. Okay, so let's rotate the image. Okay, so we have a function. Let's say we have a function that is evaluating whether we had any direct guesses. So direct guess. And then we have a separate function that's evaluating the difference between the guesses. So the difference between guesses, right? Either of these, they can either return true or false. True or false. In both cases, if either of these functions' output is true, then the human wins. If the output is false, then the PC wins. So if DG, so then when we write this, right? Because that's what we're essentially doing. So this expression will also output either true or false. So if DG equals true, then it will output true, right? If DG equals false, but DBG equals true, it will output true. And if DG equals false and DBG equals false, it will output false. Is my logic correct so far? Okay. So we just add return and that's it. This can't be true. Let's check. Okay, let's say 7. The number was 0. The computer guessed 4. I guessed 7, but I won. That's not how it should be working. Let's guess 8. Okay, this time I won. Because it was a direct guess. Maybe you have to put parentheses or write return twice. What does writing return twice do? Okay, this time I won again. Oh, return A or return B. It works like that? Let's do this. So, target was 5, I win. Let's do 9. No, this isn't working because the computer should have won. So it's essentially not really checking the difference. If this evaluates to false, okay, let's try your way. Parentheses. Like this. Or maybe I didn't save it before. Say 5. Number was 4. Yeah, I should have won that one. Say 7. The computer should have won that one. Maybe the other way was correct. Maybe I just didn't save it. Oh? No, it doesn't like the 2 returns. So that was definitely not the option. But if we put it in parentheses... Oh, come on. You'll fix it? Number was 5. Yeah, it's only I'm winning now. I kind of want to fix it myself too. Just to be able to make sure that I know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know, I have a feeling that the ternary expression would have handled the thing. It doesn't work because return is a special keyword that exists function without regard to value you pass to it. Yeah. What if we do this, right? If direct guess and otherwise we just check guess difference. You got to compute the value and pass it to return using some kind of anonymous expression or variable. Yeah. So would this work? No. Which one? So which one? The first one or the second one? Oh, return. Okay. Sure, let's try. Wait, why the wiggly brackets though? But we already have that here. It's part of the function, so I don't think I need the separate one, do I? You want to nest more? Why do I want... Why, though? What's the purpose? Oh, okay, okay. I'll do it. Okay. So... We're doing if direct guess. If direct guess or return if direct guess or check no. Check guess difference. Why is it highlighted so differently here? So if direct guess You keep writing it differently every time. Return. Okay. Return if direct guess or check difference. But check difference is the same if difference is the same as check guess difference. Wait, I'm getting confused now. Okay, check guess difference with H guess, C guess, and secret number. Two branches of if expression should be copy pasted into two branches of or expression. Yeah, well, that's essentially what this is now, right? So if direct guess is this, and checked, and this is this. So let's save it. Unexpected token. It's complaining about the brackets, I think. I don't know JS. It's not complaining now. So the brackets was the problem. Let's see if it works. So number was 3, I guessed 4, he guessed 9, I won. That's correct. It shouldn't, but it is. Let's guess 9, number was 3, he guessed 4, he's closer, so he wins. It works now. 2-2. What do you mean it works but incorrectly? It works perfectly fine. What is incorrect about it? Number was 5, I guessed 6. I was closer. Yeah, it's correct. It was not working before, I think, because instead of writing check guess difference, I was writing something else, I think. I'm not sure. That's why I got confused here towards the end about the check guess difference, writing it as an entire function call instead of some variable, because I thought I had assigned this function call to a variable, but I guess I didn't. Okay, let's try wrapping it in parentheses. So let's guess 5. Target number was 7. I was closer, so I win. Let's do 5 again. Target was 2. We both guessed the same, therefore I win by default. That's correct. Target was 4. He guessed 0. I was closer. Yeah, it seems to be working. Seems to work either way. He was closer. He wins. I was closer. I win. Yeah, it seems to work either way, with parentheses or without them. But yeah, I guess this does look neater. Just the logic behind it takes a while to unravel. And I guess here we could do the same thing. Instead of this whole if thing, we can just type in return. But this one is backwards because I need to, if this evaluates to true, I need it to return false. And if it evaluates to false, I need it to return true. Oh, then use the exclamation mark like this. Okay. So we don't need this or this. Or this. Refactoring! Right. So the last one to refactor is this one. So here, I don't think we can do too much here. And I'm still not sure about this undefined, but yeah, we could use switches. But is that anyhow efficient? I mean, what's the difference between just using a switch and an if-else statement? It's perfect match. I mean, that would come in handy if I was matching like to a string, I guess. But here I'm just looking for true false values. I mean, just for the sake of refactoring, I guess we can write it with switch statements. It'll come with experience. So let's comment this whole thing out and say switch. But we're switching against true or false. So let's say true. And case where h guess is equal to s number, we return true. Can we also include the return statement here? I guess we can use a ternary. So like so, and then true. Like this. Would this work? Or no, I think it's gonna be angry about not including the other case. So wait. I need to take a look at how you write it. Wait, no, not this. Wait, no, not ternary. switches. Switch expression case that. Switch expression case return true. You don't switch against constant values. It's not good to use for switch. Again with the or. Makes sense to you. Use it, you'll understand it more abstractly and be able to switch freely. You mean use the switch statements or use the or expression somehow? Because I'm trying to wrap my head around that right now. How do I incorporate or statement here? Switch between all kinds of conditionals. Oh, you mean with the true here? I mean, right now, this is what makes sense to me. Replace switch with change. Change? What? I can't communicate well. I don't know, like this is what would be my first instinct of how to refactor these if-else statements with switch. Given my current knowledge of JavaScript. Maybe later on I'll be able to. But right now, well, let's finish writing it and see if it works. So the first, then the computer guess, we do snum, and then we return false. And finally, you just copy paste this, I guess. Case return true, and the default case would be return undefined. It's not really refactoring, it's like the same amount of code, pretty much. But will it work? So computer wins, that's correct. Computer wins, that's correct. That's correct. That's also correct. That's also correct. Yeah, I think it works. Target number was 3. I was closer. Yeah, it works. 7, 5. Yeah. So I guess we refactored it, but barely. Such a small project, but it's like so educational. I don't know. I had fun. Thanks for your help, Gekto. Okay, so we finished JavaScript syntax part 1. And we have learned to relate JavaScript role in in web development, read and write introductory JavaScript syntax related to variables, conditionals, functions, and scope. Write JavaScript syntax to create simple programs, execute JavaScript code beyond the Codecademy site. So, if you're interested in learning more about these topics, here are some additional resources. A video. Oh, it's an hour and a half long. Yeah. I will bookmark this, but we're not watching that now. All right. Cool. We're on to part 2. And we have like probably we have part 2, we have part 3, and probably part 4 somewhere. No, only part 3. It's conned. What is conned? Switch T is conned. Keyword. My brain is leaking memory somewhere. What are you talking about? Switch T is conned. Are you talking about like conditional? Oh, you're okay. In scheme. Okay. It's not JS native. I mean, pretty much the identical thing exists in Python as well. Switch conditions in Python. Switch statements. Yeah, so you define a switch and you wait, no. Yeah, there. Yeah, oh, it's match. It's not switch. It's match. You match something against whatever the pattern thing is, but it's more streamlined, I guess. Okay, part 2. The goal of this unit is to learn additional aspects of JavaScript language and start writing more complex programs. After this unit, you'll be able to read and write JavaScript syntax for arrays, loops, objects, and iterators, debug JavaScript code and parse error messages, solve code challenges related to newly learned syntax. So we're jumping into the cool stuff right now. Arrays, loops, objects. God, for how long did I sweat until I figured out how to work with object-oriented programming in Python? It was such a hassle. You have no idea. Until my brain molded in a way where I could understand it and be able to write objects. It was crazy. Or classes, as you would call it in Python. Okay, before jumping into this, what was hard to understand? Classes. Like object-oriented programming in Python. Explain classes in Python. They're basically objects in JavaScript. Why do we need them? To be able to model, let's say, real life objects with certain properties and certain characteristics and give them actions that they can do, I guess. That's how I would explain it. Probably not the best explanation. Nope. That's a good explanation. Okay. But where class comes in? Well, typically you would use classes to contain certain, like, you explained that you can have objects. What is class? Well, it's a I guess it's a self-contained sort of container for related information. Or related data. So that if you have, for example, you have a class, I don't know. Yeah. I can't decide whether you're asking this because you genuinely don't know or if you're testing my knowledge. Testing whether class equals object, it does. As far as I think it does, because I have yet to see something be called class in JavaScript, and I've yet to see something called called object in Python. It's not? Okay, let's let's Google this. Is class in Python same as object in JavaScript? JavaScript objects are like Python classes with custom item methods that are never instantiated. It's worth saying again, JavaScript objects are like Python classes with custom item methods that are never instantiated. JavaScript objects are like Python classes because they inherit like Python classes. From JavaScript, attribute and item access are the same for JavaScript. This is achieved in Python by providing custom item methods. Oh, you were talking about Python objects. I don't even know what a Python object is. I think that's also an interchangeable term. Python class is objects. Because in Python, a class is an object. But it's also interchangeable with JavaScript too, so... I was right, you were wrong. Let's move on. A class is a blueprint for creating object. I mean, technically, a class is a class is a non-instantiated object. Well, okay, object blueprint. Okay, we're arguing over terminology now. Let's agree to disagree, or let's agree that I lack knowledge, and to argue this topic sufficiently. Let's agree on that and move on. Okay, let's take a break. It's been a while. Okay, we're back. So, arrays. Organizing and storing data is a foundational concept of programming. One way we organize data in real life is by making lists. Let's make one here. Okay. So arrays are a JavaScript way of making lists. Arrays can store any data types, including strings, numbers, and booleans. Like lists, arrays are ordered, meaning each item has a numbered position. Pretty standard. Okay. So one way we can create an array is to use an array literal. An array literal creates an array by wrapping items in square brackets. Okay. Remember from previous exercise, arrays can store any data type. We can have an array that holds all the same data types, or an array that holds different data types. Okay, that's standard. Let's take a closer look at the syntax. So the array is represented by the square brackets. Sure. And the content inside. Each content item is called an element. There are 3 different elements inside the array. Each element inside the array is a different data type. Okay, pretty standard stuff. Let's declare an array. Hobbies. And set it equal to an array with 3 strings inside of it. So, hobbies. Let's say TV, gaming, and coding. And just print it out to the console. Oh, wait, no. Oops. There we go. So the output is also the same as it would be in Python, except it seems to be adding spaces at the ends here, which is interesting. Okay, let's move on. Accessing elements. Each element in an array has a numbered position known as its index. We can access individual items using their index, which is similar to referencing an item in a list based on item's position. Arrays in JavaScript are zero indexed, so that's pretty standard. Standard stuff. Okay, so individual elements in arrays can also be stored to variables. Create a variable named list item equals, and set it equal to the first item in the famous sayings array. Famous sayings 0. And then we just console log the list item. Famous sayings. Fortune favors the bold. Now console log the third element. Do not save it in the in a variable. So console log famous sayings and 2. Again, I wrote famous saying. Awesome. You can now access each element in the array using the index. But what happens if you try to access an index that is beyond the last element? We get an index out of range error. Famous sayings and 3. Oh no, we get undefined. Okay, that's interesting that it doesn't give you an error. Update elements. In the previous exercise, you learned how to access elements in an array or a string by using an index. Once you have access to an element in an array, you can update its value. So just by equal. Okay, so change the second element of the array to avocados. So grocery list, the second, right? Yeah, equals avocados. Yep. Arrays with let and const. You may recall that you can declare variables with both let and const keywords. Variables declared with let can be reassigned. Variables declared with const keyword cannot be reassigned. However, elements in an array declared with a const remain mutable, meaning that we can change the contents of a const array, but cannot reassign a new array or a different value. So we can change the elements in the array, but we can't reassign the array to another array or a different value. Okay. But then if I reassign every single element in an array, that's basically as reassigning it to a new array. Okay, let's do the instructions. So reassign the element in index 0 of condiments to mayo. So condiments 0 equals mayo. Log the updated array. Condiments. Oh, I keep wanting to log things with. Okay, below your code, reassign to a new array that contains a single string mayo. Okay, so condiments equals mayo. Log the result to console. Condiments. Ah, okay, because it was assigned with let. Okay, so then utensils equals spoon, and console.log utensils. Wait, what? Spork. So does -1 just not select the last array item? It added a key value pair? What? Oh, we have to do it with length. Pop. That just pops the last one off. Okay. So I guess you can't do just -1. Have to do array length -1. So if we did utensils length -1, then it should be correct. Have to get used to adding these semicolons. Yeah, so that works. Okay. What if we do -2? And chopsticks, yeah. Okay, so we have to do it with length method. The length property. One of an array's built-in properties is length, and it returns the number of items in the array. We access length property just like we do with strings. We use the dot notation, chaining a period with the property name to the array to access the length property of the New Year's resolution array. Okay, so find the length of the objectives array and log it to the console. So console.log objectives.length. Yeah. All right. Push method. Let's learn about some built-in JavaScript methods that make... what's up with the yawning? that make working with arrays easier. These methods are specifically called on arrays to make common tasks like adding and removing elements more straightforward. One method, push, allows us to add items to the end of an array. Okay, so push is same as append, right? Item 3, item 4, yeah, it's the same as append. We call it like a function, and then we include whatever we want to push inside. Changes or mutates item tracker. You might also see push referred to as a destructive array method since it changes the initial array. If you're looking for a method that will mutate an array by adding elements to it, then push is a method for you. Okay, add 2 elements to the chores array using push. So chores.push, say clean sink and take out trash. Oh, chose is not defined. Chose, chores. Chores. And use console log to print out chores. Log chores. Right. Pop removes the last element. So we already know what pop is. So we can just do chores dot pop and remove the last element. So chores length -1 and console log chores. Yeah, pretty straightforward. More array methods. There are many more array methods that just than just push or pop. You can read about these. Okay, let's take a look. So creating an array, we already know that. We have push, yes, accessing, 0, nested arrays. Yeah, that's the same way as Python. We have at returns the element at a specified index in an array. Oh, there's an at for that. Concatenating 2 or more arrays. Copy within returns a mutated array with part of it copied to another location in the same array and its length unchanged. Wait, what? Returns a mutated array with a part of it copied to another location in the same array. Does not compute. Every checks if all elements in the array satisfy the conditions specified by the given function. Okay, that seems useful. Creates a new array with all the elements that pass the test from the previous provided function. That's also useful. Finds returns the first element in the array that satisfies the given function. Okay, so find index just returns the index. Find last returns the last element. Find last index. What about find all? Find last index iterates through the array in reverse order and returns the index that passes the providing test function. Okay, so this is just past find first index except backwards. For each, passing each item in the array into the callback function provided. Okay. returns true if a given value is included in an array. Okay, index of returns the first index at which an element can be found. Join. Elements of an array are converted to strings and concatenated together. Length, map, pop, push, reduce combines each element of an array using a specified reducer function and returns a single value. Okay, so you can define a function, for example, that adds elements and then reverse with that function. That what I'm understanding. Some sort splice to reversed. Okay, there's a whole crap of them. We'll take a look when we need something. Pop and push mutate the array of which they're called. However, there are times that we don't want to mutate the original array, and we can use non-mutating array methods. Be sure to check the docs to understand the behavior of the method you're using. Some array methods that are available to JavaScript developers include join, slice, splice, shift, unshift, concat, amongst many others. Using these built-in methods makes it easier to do some more common tasks when working with arrays. Okay. So, use shift method to remove the first element from the array. Oh, so we probably shouldn't have closed that because we'll need it like right now. Where was it? Wait, is it here? Methods. Where did... Or was it in the previous page? No, it was here. What? Is it this? Yeah, okay. So, shift. Removes and returns the first element of the array. All subsequent elements will shift down one place. Alright. So grocery list dot shift. Is that how you do it? Console.log grocery list. Yeah. So it removes orange juice and okay. Under the code added in setup 1, use the unshift method to add popcorn to the beginning of the grocery list. Grocery list. Grocery list dot unshift popcorn. After calling, we console log it. Right, so now we have popcorn instead of bananas. You're in a hurry, so you decide to ask a friend for help with your grocery shopping. You want him to pick up bananas, coffee beans, and brown rice. Under the code you added for step 2, I guess we can number these for what's the word? For aesthetics case. For aesthetic purposes. Task 2 and task 3. So under the code you added for step 2, use slice to provide your friend with a list of these 3 things. Lock this part to the list log this part of the list to the console. All right, so let's take a look at slice. Returns a shallow copy of part of an array, while original array is not modified. So I guess you provide it with index value, index position, start end, yeah. Okay, so console log grocery list dot slice. So we need bananas, coffee, beans, and brown rice. Wait, we already removed bananas. Oh, we didn't remove bananas. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it's 3 not inclusive. So 1 to 4. After calling slice, log the grocery list to the console one more time. Notice that the grocery list array still contains the same items it had in step 2. Slice is non-mutating. Yeah. Grocery list. Yep. Cool beans. Let's find the index of a particular element in the grocery list. Using index of. Call index of on grocery list and find pasta. And save it to a value const. Okay. Const pasta index equals grocery list dot index of pasta, and then log it to the console. Log pasta index. There we go. Cool. Throughout the lesson, we went over arrays being mutable or changeable. Well, that happens if we try to change an array what happens if we try to change an array inside a function? Does the array keep the change after the function call, or is it scooped? Or is it scoped to inside the function? Let's take a look at the following example where we call push onto an array inside a function. So push mutates or changes an array. So they have an array. They're calling add flowers, but to add to push on a lily. And it does just that. The flower array that has 3 elements. The function add flower has a parameter of array, uses push. Yeah, so the function takes in the array, does the thing. Yeah, so when you pass an array into a function, if the array is mutated inside the function, that change will be maintained outside of the function as well. You might also see this concept explained as pass by reference, since what we're actually passing to the function is a reference to where the variable memory is stored and changing the memory. Okay, so we're not actually passing the array itself. Okay, there is an array concept. There's also function change array that will assign the element in the index. 3 of an array to mutate it. The function change array was called with an argument of concept. Underneath the function, call log concept to the console to check if its reassignment mutated the array. Concept. Right, it did. Let's double check what happens if you mutate an array using a built-in method inside of a function. Under the console log statement, define another function named remove element. Takes in a parameter of new array and inside new array dot pop. And we call it with the concept. Remove element concept. And check the value of concept by logging it. Okay, so it did what is logically expected. Nested arrays. Earlier we mentioned that arrays can store other arrays. When an array contains another array, it is known as nested array. To access the nested arrays, we can use a bracket notation with the index value, just like we did to access any other element. Note that nested array will grab the element in index 1, which is the array 2, 3. Then, if we wanted to access the elements within the nested array, we chain or add on more bracket notations. Okay, that's fairly standard. So let's make a nested array. Let's create an array called number clusters. And first element of the array should hold the elements 1 and 2 in that order. So 1 and 2. The second should be 3 and 4. And the third should be 5, 5 and 6. Hey, we nested an array. Now declare a variable named target using the const keyword and assign it to access the element 6. Element 6 is a confusing way to say it because there is no element 6. There's only 3 elements in this array. But I get what you mean. So target equals number clusters. That would be 2 and 1. Yep. Okay. Quiz. Which of these methods below does not change the array it is called on? Wait, slice? Was it? I think it's slice. I forget what slice does. Oh, it's slice. How could you access the second item, lion, in the lion in the following code block? what will be printed to the console? So we're logging fruits, but we've changed the third element to bananas. So apples, oranges, bananas, mangoes. Apples, oranges, bananas, mangoes. What will be logged to the console when we run the code below? So we're logging my array, which is 0. We're pushing on. Wait, pushing. Push, 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 push. Push pushes to the end, I think. Like, this is very confusing because when you push something, you typically push it to the front. Adds one or more elements to the end of the array. Yeah. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Wait, no, but then we pop it off at the end. So 0, 1, 2. So what will happen after running the following code? Okay, we have an array. We use shift, which removes the first element. Then we console log, which will return Denmark, Mexico, Morocco. And then technically we should get an error because the array was instantiated using const and we're trying to reassign it. Yeah. How can you find many elements? Oh, how can you find how many elements are within an array? My array length. What is the purpose of an array? To store data only of the same type? Nope. To organize data at lettered positions? Nope. To organize data into key value pairs? Nope. To store data in an organized fashion? Yep. What will be logged to the console when we run the code below? Undefined. What is the value of top priority? Top priority equals errand, index of, pickup, try cleaning. 1. It's 1. 1. What is the correct syntax for an array? Nope. Yep. Nope. And nope. Okay, cool. I know arrays. Secret message. Using array methods, you will transform an array of strings into a secret message. You should consult the Mozilla Developer Network for reference on any method which you are not familiar with. Okay. So use an array method to remove the last string of the array secret message. Okay, so secret message dot, what was it? Slice? No, shift? No, that's for the first element. Pop. Yes. Okay, sure, we can check the lengths. Secret. secret 23. And here we had how much? 24. Okay, so it works. Use an array method to add words to and program to as separate strings to the end of the secret message array. So secret message is spelling secret again. Secret message. Jesus, I cannot type today. What was it? Appending to the end. It's not unshift. Unshift appends to the front. Push. Push. Yes. Push. 2. Can I push two separate things? Program. Let's take a look. Console.log. What is going on? My keyboard is lagging. Secret message. To program. Okay. So we can do it via just commas. Okay. Change the word easily to the word right by accessing the index and replacing it. Task 4. So change the word easily. So secret message dot index of easily equals right. Wait. Something's off. Will this work? Get easily the no. We need to do this. And then take this whole thing, toss it in. Oh. Take this whole thing, toss it in here, and then secret message, like so. And this should work. Yeah, get right the task 5. Use an array method to remove the first string of the array. Secret message dot shift. Right? Right. Task 6. Use an array method to add the string programming to the beginning of the array. Secret message dot unshift. Oh, wrong button. Programming. Dunzo. And ask 7. Use an array method to remove the strings get right the first time and replace them with the single string no. Okay, secret message. So we need to access index values. Of get. So secret message dot index of get and then time secret message dot index of time, and then we wrap the whole thing in a splice or a slice. Secret. Oh wait, slice is not destructive. But can we replace it like that? Dot slice. And then we add equal no. Will this work? Secret message. No. It didn't give me an error, but it did something. What did it do? I wanted to remove this and add no. But it added this again as the key value pair for some reason. Okay, that's bizarre. Wait. Is there a method to remove specified values? I mean, secret message is instantiated with let, so I guess we could do... First, we could do... secret message equals, and that should, it gives undefined. Oh. Identifier secret message has already been declared. Well, we can't, wait, what is going on here? Secret message, we're accessing. All right, see you around, Keck. Oh, we're doing the slicing wrong. This is fine. We don't really need to. Here, we just do slice. And no, one too many. Right, and then get right the first time. Get right the first time. Excuse me. What's the difference? Oh, it removed. +1. What is going on? Okay, let's just do it the silly way. Is there a remove at a specified value or index? Find index, copy, concatenate. I mean, we can find elements, but how do we remove from a specified index position or wait, so slice returns a shallow copy. Right, so it did what it was supposed to do. It doesn't modify the original array and doesn't remove it anyway. Just added it to the front. So pop. Well, okay, we could add it to the front and then use shift on the whole thing. Oh my god, it's like messing up with my brain. Wait. JavaScript add to array. So we have push. That's not what we need. merging. Using an object in an array-like fashion. No. Add to array at specific index. To accomplish this task, you can use push or splice. You can use push. So an array using literal notation, blah blah blah. I'd insert in this specific index with push. Here is the array that you want to add elements to, and element 1 and 2 and so on are the elements you want to add to the end of the array. Sure. But I don't want to add it to the end. With array slicing. Create an empty array. Copy the elements before the specific index from the original array to the new array. Add the new elements to the new array. Copy the elements after the specific index. That's such a complicated way to do it. Okay, and splice. Okay, so splice has a delete count. Is the number of elements you want to remove from the array starting at the start index. Okay. So we can do this simply by calling a secret message dot index of get. So we need to access we need to push in the new value after u, or we could replace it with replace get and then remove from right. We could, yes. So let's wrap this in, oh my god. Nope, not this. Let's wrap this here and then do secret message. And then we will simply replace this with right. No. And then we can do splicing. So secret message. Yeah. Dot splice. So the first value we need to be secret message dot index of right, because we already removed get, and the second value start delete count. And the number of elements I want to remove from the array, starting at the Say you have an array of numbers 1, 2, 4, 5, and you want to insert the number 3 at the index 2. So splice 2, 0, 3. In this code, splice method is called on the number array starting at the index 2 with a delete count of 0. You can then add a new element 3 to the array. Okay, so this still should work, right? So if we want to delete, we want to delete 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 words. So we just call this. So get right the first time. Get wait, let's call it here. Get right the first time should be replaced with no. Yep. That works. Okay. In one line, let's just get rid of these logs. So in one line, use console log and join to print the secret message as a sentence. Console log secret message dot join. Wait. Join. Probably has some parameters. Separator. So an optional separator parameter. One second. Getting messages. Right. So an optional separator parameter specifies a string or character that goes between each array element. Oh, so we just need to have an empty string. Yeah. Programming is not about what you know. It's about what you can figure out. Hell yeah. Okay. We're finished. Let's go and have a lunch break.